Good morning and welcome to the Modern Issue Sunday School class. It is May 1st of 2022 and we just want to invite you to stick with us here for the next 40 minutes or so. We are at the Open Hands Food Pantry here in McGonigle, Ohio. And I'm Jim.
And I'm Joyce.
And we are here with, not only are they good friends of ours, but they are the heart of this operation. And we just want to talk to you this morning for a few minutes about who these people are and what they're doing for the Lord. Because this is a nonprofit, but it's independent. It is not government affiliated, so any donations they take are anything given to them is not government sustained. So that way this can be a religious operation to pray for people and to do God's work openly. But
so you mean that we can really even pray over the people?
Certainly. Pray, and we prayed for healing. I've been to many a good prayer session down here myself, and it's just a wonderful opportunity. So today we have not all the volunteers by any means, but kind of the heart of this operation. We have Mickey and Joey Mackey, and we have Deb and Mark Fitzgerald, and Pat and Mike Smith, and they are just kind of, you'll find them down here most any day of the week, if not every day of the week for sure. So let's start out with number one, how did this ministry, how did this pantry start, and when did it start?
Go ahead. You're good at telling that.
I think it was 2012. Yeah. The Lord spoke to us and said, I want you to do this food pantry for the people. And of course, at first I said, oh, I don't think so.
Yep.
So you know how the Lord does. He don't leave you alone until you do it. So we did it, you know, me and my wife. And she finally agreed to it. So.
And now you both had full-time jobs at the time, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this was a sideline ministry for you.
Mm-hmm.
And has it remained that way?
No.
No, it's a full-time.
Full-time.
Full-time job.
It's a full-time ministry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, now, Mark and Deb, where do you fit into this? You've been on board for a long time.
Why don't you start out how long?
I think we've been here just a year less than Mickey and Joey. We came in for a yard sale one time and thought they had an interesting little thing going on, and came back a few months later and settled in quite comfortably on a yard sale side. And that's just an area that enables us to raise money to purchase food for this side.
Okay. All right.
Well, I save lives, and well, actually, the Lord saves lives. He just uses me as an instrument. Besides all the wonderful ministries they have through the street ministries and the food ministries, Monday night's just one night we hand out food, but there's other days where we have street ministries located throughout that Mickey and Joy take it to the streets. And through the association with Open Hands Food Pantry, God has given me the privilege many times of coming alongside somebody and bringing them to Christ. I'll tell you about one. I met a gentleman he was 65 years old at the time, and he had been in prison 40 years of his life. He was incarcerated 40 years of his life, and he had never really had his own bedroom or anything. And since he got in trouble, and we came alongside him, and Joey and I would take turns picking him up every day in the morning and saying, you know, you're going with us today. And he eventually came to Christ, and I'm here to tell you he's a good citizen now and paying taxes, and he
Praise
got
the Lord.
baptized and
Praise
saved.
the Lord.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Pat, Mike.
Oh my goodness. We came up for a yard sale and we started volunteering. Mike actually was out of town at a school function, and I said, Mike, when he got back, you got to come up and you got to do this with me. And he was still working at Hamilton Schools with Joyce at the time, and we just fell in love with the people and the ministry and what we do. And I work with Deb on the food side, or on the yard sale side. And then when Mike retired from his pay job, he went into full-time work for the Lord, and he keeps this place in motion so that Mickey and Joey can be in motion on the street.
Yeah, what's really great about this is that there is so many parts of the body that come in here and volunteer, and we don't know if there would be any one of our volunteers who doesn't show up on any given day or night. They're missed because every part of the body is necessary. It doesn't matter what your calling is, or an eye, a hand, a foot, you're needed. And we really appreciate all the volunteers that come in here. And I've got to share the one time that we had a gentleman come in here about 3 months ago, and he brings all this paperwork, because we were talking earlier about we don't have any government affiliation. And this young man comes in, he's in his 20s, he says, I've got all this paperwork that says this is what I'm allowed to get,
Food-wise.
you know, and I said, we don't care about that. He says, but no, this is all I'm allowed to get, is what's on this paper. He says, no, brother, says, what do you need? We're here to serve you. What do you need? We don't care about what the government says you're allowed to get. We care about what do you need? What are your needs? And this guy starts crying. He says, you mean I can just get whatever I want? And I said, yeah, that's why we're here. God has called us here to serve the people of this community. That's why we're here. And now he's a regular. He comes in almost every Monday night.
But sometimes he walks here.
And he walks here
Yeah.
if he can't get a ride. If the weather's good enough for him to walk, he'll walk here and
And they get a ride.
Walk
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then tagging on that, on the yard sale side, we just had a gentleman come in whose family their house burned down, and Mickey and Joey are just so generous, and it's just like, brother, what do you need? What do you need for your family? And we basically put beds and clothing and sheets and towels and appliances, and they brought in a U-Haul, and it was a gift from God. So that's what we do here.
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
Well, you know, you're bringing this. It's kind of what else you do besides Monday night. And Mark, you said you do more than just hand out food. So what else goes on here? Because, like I said, there's always somebody down here doing something. So what else does the pantry do?
On Mondays?
Well, on Mondays, let's start out on Monday night and give us a briefing of what you do during the week, your outreaches.
So Monday we do the pantry. We go and pick up food on Mondays through Jungle Gyms, Little Caesars, and
Yeah, you did.
UDF, Starbucks,
Trader Joe's.
Amazon.
So these are all companies, stores, people that are giving you food items.
Yes.
Okay, some of which we see on the shelves,
Right.
and we'll show them around here a little bit later. You have freezers and refrigerators. So, okay, so Mondays you're in the process of getting food.
Yep. Tuesdays we do outreach on the streets. We go to East Avenue, and we're close proximity to Serve City, so we set up a hot meal on a table, and the homeless come and we minister to them as well as feed them. And then Wednesday, we don't do anything unless, well, we pick up food. We pick up food. Thursday and Friday are days we leave open because we can get a phone call that someone needs food, so sometimes we're up here. And then Saturday, we go to 7th and Heaton, which is Moser Park in Hamilton. We set up a hot meal there. We hand out hygiene kits and blankets, coats, shoes, clothes. We lay out clothes on a tarp so they can help themselves to clothes. But we serve them a hot meal, and there's lots of children at this park, and we minister to them. There's lots of kids. This is sometimes only Jesus that they hear, you know, when we're telling them about Jesus. We're even teaching the kids. They'll come and say, Gerald, one of the volunteers, does slushies. The little kid says, can we help? And Gerald says, come on, I'm going to teach you. You can only do a little bit of syrup. Don't give them too much syrup. But the kids love it, and it's teaching them. It's teaching them to be stewards of Jesus. Then Sunday, we're at East Avenue again, serving a hot meal. Then we go to the Cove Motel at 4 o'clock and serve a hot meal.
Wow.
And then we also have the ministry breaking off of that, Power to the People, where we accept donations from companies and grants from places that get grants, and just donations from anybody. And we run a ministry to help people pay their power bills when they get behind. You know, when they get in a little bit of trouble, a little bit behind, we come alongside and do that for them, pay their power bill for them, take
And
care
then
of them.
every 2 weeks, they go, they set up 30 boxes
To Parkview Arms.
to Parkview Arms.
In
we-
Oxford.
Yeah, there's 30 banana boxes that we set up with whatever the Lord provides that week. We send it out on Friday nights, every other Friday, and we have 7 volunteers, I guess, who meet up at Parkview Arms to disperse it to the 30 clients that they have up there, and we just help get the boxes together and pack them here and put them in the cars, and off they go.
In the summertime, when you're up there, it's a subsidized, government subsidized housing unit. And it's large, and there's a lot of people and a lot of activity, but in the summertime, these little kids come out of the woodwork, and they see these Little Caesar boxes of pizzas going out. Can we have one of those? Oh, that would be so great. Can we just have one? And it just is fascinating, and it's fun, and it's a time to be Jesus to these little children. So, we had a mom that had what, 4 or 5 kids.
5 kids.
And we'd send her 2 boxes, anything from laundry detergent to, one time we sent out Bibles and devotionals, and that was fabulous too. And then the group that goes is from a church in Oxford, and they will pray with people. They'll ask them, "Do you need prayer?" "Yes, I do." And then they're able to pray with the clients that need help. And then the lady that heads that up, she also has a Bible study up there that stems from that. And in the summer months, she'll go up and she will have Bible studies with these ladies. It's fabulous.
So I heard earlier you saying, Joey and Nikki, you kind of handle the food side, but you said the other side, the sales side. So tell us what's that all about?
Yeah, want to take it on?
I'll go. We receive donated goods from everybody. And
Now these goods are not food goods that you're talking about
these
here.
are
So-
shoes, blue jeans, appliances, lamps, books, everything.
Up to a car. We had a car one time donated.
We had a car and a boat. And we sell that at reasonably reduced prices, way crazy prices. And that's what helps to fund the food side here. We also, like Pat said, give many, many, many items away. If somebody, I think we have a boy that comes in every Monday who needs a pair of jeans. I don't know what he does with them. But if they need it, there's not a charge for it. They just find it on the shelf and take it and go. A lot of our things, our large appliances, we don't get much of a donation for it because it's so hard for them to buy a new appliance. And so it just goes out the door. Maybe $5, $10 are free. It's just really a blessing to help the people that you just know need an extra little help. We have given many things to the women coming out of the center down in rehab down in Hamilton.
Yeah.
They'll come in with a helper and we'll shop, though we don't charge, for anything she needs for her apartment. It could be after a drug abuse, spousal abuse situation, just coming out of rehab. Husband kicks her out of the house and she has children and no place to go and nothing to put in it anyway. So we don't sell everything. I don't know what the percentage is that just walks out the door without a sale, but it's pretty good percentage.
We see it as that it's all God's anyway.
Yeah.
And we can give it away, and it's all for profit.
And we do Share Fest, which is through Miami University every year. Tell them about Share Fest.
ShareFest is taking in the things that the leaving Miami students don't need anymore, can't take back home with them, don't want. And it has been a huge blessing for the pantry. We get microwaves and not so much clothing, small appliances. We do get some food from them. And that helps kind of, the food that we get from Miami and the food that we get from Amazon are sometimes foods that the people who don't have a lot of money when they go to the store don't have the privilege of buying. That specialty something that they're happy to see out here on a Monday night. So that's very nice. But yes, Share Fest at Miami is always good. We have, I think, four trailers this year and about 13 volunteers. So the pantry will be loaded on both sides for a while.
Very good. So the story I'm hearing is that while the Open Hands Food Pantry is in name primarily an outreach with food, but that's not at all what we do here, is it? No, in other words, you know, the pantry takes in donations of food from any source that really is you can get, correct? As well as other non-food items, and those non-food items do two things. They either can make money to support the operation and to buy more food, or those non-food items can also go out just to be given out because that person needs a winter coat.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've got a two-sided operation here. Now, Mickey, you're kind of the
May I ask you a
paperwork.
question, right?
Yeah.
Isn't there sometime on Saturday, like a garage sale down here also?
We're open every Saturday for a couple of hours for people just to stop in and spend all the money they want.
See, that is, and a lot of times they might see something that they want and, you know,
It's a
buy
whole
it.
different clientele on
And then they
Saturday
may
than
say,
on
well,
Monday.
I've got a couple of items, could you use a chair or a high chair? And then they bring them to you, correct?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, so donate it, and so that way it could, if you don't need three, let's say gliders.
That's right.
Okay.
People
So-
are very generous.
Yeah, so Mickey, I was going to make the point. There's no paperwork involved anywhere for anybody. In other words, anybody can walk in here and there's no questions asked. You need something, you can come here, and you're hungry, you'll feed them. They need a coat, you'll give them a coat. You need prayer, they'll pray with you, correct?
We just need their first name.
Yeah.
That's your
Just
first
to-
name.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we don't, the only reason why we have them sign in, just so we can keep order, you know, because we are doing it a different way. We used to make boxes, and since we were getting all this Amazon, now we make a line of tables, and they can actually pick something that they
Like a
will
buffet.
eat.
Yeah.
They will
Okay.
eat this food. So the vegetables from Jungle Jim's, somebody may not like that they're coleslaw bags, somebody else might love it. So they get to pick what they want in the items.
Wow, okay.
So
Wow.
we are doing it differently.
So then they're not getting a closed box of stuff that they,
They may not use.
Yeah.
So
that's
We
great,
set up 11 of these tables
okay?
on Monday night and just pack them full of food. And they grab a box at the one end, walk it down, and put in what they want down to the other end.
so Deb starts them here. They sign in. They walk on that side, come through this side. There's carts here, and they just run down.
So it might be a box like this.
It'll be just like that.
Yep.
Okay.
And they'll be like them yellow tubs, and they're on tables. Some have produce, some have dairy products, some have milk, potato chips, whatever we got. Ice cream,
Cereal, frozen
cereal,
food.
chicken nuggets, and they just go down the line and pick the items that they like.
Well, would you kind of give us a tour of what you've got here to give us,
Sure.
you're telling us, but, I mean, there's a ton of freezers sitting right
There
here.
is a ton. I think we got what?
38, I believe. 30.
You get
Okay.
27 freezers and 4 refrigerators. Refrigerator freezers. 27
Okay.
and 5 or 4.
So, items whatever we get, like this is, we just got this recently. We got 2.5 skids from Amazon. So they've been getting one of these each week. And then we have vegetables, we have meat. Let's see this. This is some of the food we get. And vegetables, frozen vegetables. And we've got waffles. It can be a combination of donuts. Let's see. This is the milk we just got from UDF. We freeze it to keep it fresher. This is the donuts that we get from UDF. They come like that. We freeze it, and that way it stays fresh for our Monday people. They sometimes even get catfish, depending on if we have it. Let's see, here's chicken. This is some of the items that they can get. So, let's see what's in this one today. Oh, more Jimmy Dean sauce. We got a lot of that. Now this stuff here is all comes from UDF and Starbucks. This stuff is, they throw it away because it's on the last date. So we get it, we freeze it, and we disperse it on Monday. It can be sausage sandwiches. It can be Twinkies, burritos, and we sometimes do get these. We can get these from Clausman Catering.
Yeah.
The TVD, their Meals on Wheels. Sometimes we get these from that company also.
Okay. So you've got, Joyce has got some stuff pulled up over here.
Well, the ladies were just telling me also meeting some of the needs of, the special needs as far as, shampoo and toothpaste and those type of personal items for hygiene and so forth. And is this a bag that a lot of times you'll put together?
Yes, Pat and Mike make those up, and then we disperse them on Saturdays and Sundays and Tuesdays. Just some days, And then she has ladies and she has men. So if a lady comes up and says, "I need some hygiene," we'll know by the color of the bag if it's a girl bag or a gentleman bag.
Okay, excellent.
And then behind us, we have shelves over here with all kind of dry food items, canned cereal, tomato sauce, diced tomatoes, spaghetti, applesauce, you name it. You've got a regular store going here.
Yep.
And so these are all things that go out on the tables on Monday night, and they can pick and choose. If they want the catfish, they can have catfish.
Yeah. And if they don't, then there's another meat source. Like the other night, I think we had chicken nuggets. So there's always a choice that they can pick from.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I had no idea because I remembered just the boxes where, it was
We
all
already made them up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were getting some feedback, and when we started getting Amazon, we were getting so much food, and so we hit cold weather, and Mike's like, "Well, what do you think about sitting up in here?" And we tried it, and we like it, and it works. I mean, we can do it out here when the weather gets better, but when the weather's cold or raining, we'll be through here. And
Well, can we go next door
Yeah.
and see the other side of this operation?
Can I tell you one more thing?
Sure.
This corner here, Mike built. I don't know if you guys remember it, but this is the outreach corner. So you'll see the shoes. Someone donated them shoes. They went to Walmart, got a really good deal on their whole clearance rack. We give those shoes away to the homeless. They'll say, "I need a 12." We'll come back here, and the next day we go out. We'll distribute the shoes. Mike's got all those potato chips. Those are little bags that we distribute on the hot meal nights. There's my napkins, plates. There's drinks, water, everything over there that we need. So Mike has it organized. When I need plates, I just go over there and I'm like, "Okay, there's my plates, or there's my cups, or there's my soup bowls." He's got it all organized for me.
Great.
So what's the best way to connect as far as, I have some things and I want to get a message to you. What's the best way? May I leave a message on Facebook or?
You can leave a message on Facebook. We get a lot of people saying, "Hey, what do I need? What kind of documentation?" We said, "No, you don't need no documentation." They ask what time. We tell them 4 to 6 on Mondays, or if it's an emergency, we will meet them up here. We have several times took boxes of food to people in Hamilton that can't get here, or you can call our number. It's 513-205-3356, and we get.
Okay.
And this is 2143 Millville Oxford Road, and the address is Hamilton, Ohio, but really it's McGonigal, right?
So let's repeat this. It's 2143 Millville Oxford Road, and give me the phone number again is 513-205
3356.
3356. Okay. And the Facebook page, what's the name of your Facebook page?
Open Hands Food Pantry.
That's a tough one. Open Hands Food Pantry.
And you gotta remember, open hands.
Yeah.
Because there is open door and
Okay.
Helping Hands Food Pantry
Get us
in
mixed up,
Hamilton,
yeah.
and we get
So
mixed.
this
everybody
is
gets
Open Hands
Just
Food
always
Pantry.
remember, and our motto is because
Right.
we're the hands and feet of Jesus. So.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's move next door.
Come on.
Hi, welcome to the sales side of our pantry. Every single item in here was donated, and as you can see, it's quite a bit. It turns over pretty quickly. People tend to drop off more in the spring, and then again, a little bit before Christmas, and then a huge crush afterwards because they're getting rid of all their children's things, and it's been replaced by new. So please walk through here, and you can do a quick view. And if you want to come all the way to the back, it's where the clothing is located. We have women's, men's, and then everything in between. And like we said, if somebody needs a pair of jeans, they're welcome to just come in and take them off the shelf. Shoes, purses, anything. We have electronics and computer gadgets and anything that you could want. We get a lot of bed frames, a lot of mattresses, children's toys. And if you'll swing around up here, you'll be able to see the mats that the Methodist Church here in Dartown makes. They are made from they're made from plastic shopping bags, and they cut them and weave them.
So they're made at the McGonigal Methodist Church right up
Yes.
there.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. And those mats, as one of our volunteers will tell you, will save the life of a homeless person just by keeping him or her up off the ground on a cold winter night. Those will go out the door. We'll go through every one of those this year, plus more. We do have some electronics available, so it's just come in, find what you want, and we're a lot cheaper than anybody else. It goes to such a great cause, and people appreciate the place, the pantry, and we just appreciate working with the people coming in.
Well, I think, Deb, when I came in, I saw a box up there. So there is an opportunity if you want to walk in and shop but not take anything, but still want to put some money in the box, they can do that.
We will
You
take
accept
that.
donations.
We do. We actually have a business lady from Oxford that comes in every Monday night, and she may or may not buy something, but she always drops a $5 bill in because she appreciates the fact that it's here.
Very
It's
nice.
interesting with the homeless, and we worked with a bus ministry for a while in downtown Cincinnati, and we learned this, and Mickey and Joey will also testify this. But a homeless person, if you really want to know somebody that's panhandling, if they're really homeless, you look at their shoes. It's their rubber on their tires. This is the only way that they can transport themselves is through their shoes. And if they're sporting a new pair of Nikes or pick a pair, they're panhandling. If they've got shoes that are just about worn out, you'll know that they're actually homeless. And for us, and Mickey and Joey will come in and say, Pat, Deb, I need a pair of men's size
14.
Yeah, and that's happened before.
Yes.
And it's like, yes, we've got those shoes. And so we've learned a lot to be able to help those who are really in need. And to watch them come out of the woods when you're at 7th and Heaton, wanting a hot meal, and then being able to pray or just have a contact with a person who, no condition, just love you. It's pretty amazing to be a part of this ministry.
Well, I don't think that you want people you appreciate all of the donations you could possibly get, food-wise or non-food-wise, but they need to contact you in order to make a donation, correct? You don't want things set out in front. You don't know what the weather's going to happen. You certainly don't want food items out there, that sort of thing. So here again, if they have a non-food item they want to donate, can they use the same phone number?
They can. We
Okay.
will meet them here.
And again, well, that was 513
205
205
3356.
3356. 205 3356. Okay, and that will put them in touch with you, correct?
Yeah, it goes through Joey's phone, but we always call them back, or if
Okay.
we can't answer it, we always call them.
All right, and that way they can find out whatever information they need, whether they need to drop something off or that sort of thing. And we want to clarify that you want items that are usable.
We do.
This is not a, we don't want an old lawnmower that doesn't have a motor on it that somebody is gonna, well, you want something usable.
Clean, usable, not ripped. We did have a donation one time of 3 coats. They're beautiful children's coats, but the note on the bag said, "These all need zippers, hope you can do that," which I wouldn't know how to put a zipper in if you paid me. But unfortunately, so those we were unable to use. So clean, usable items, please.
Right. So if they can't use it, chances are you probably can't use it.
Correct.
Okay, good point. So we've talked about donations. We've talked about how different companies give food and that sort of thing. I understand that a local church is having a fundraiser, not this coming, well, it'll be this coming Saturday, right? Because we're going to be
May the 7th.
May the 7th, and let me get this right. It's at the McGonigal Millville United Methodist Church, May the 7th, which is a Saturday.
It's at 2370 Lanes Mill Road in McGonigal. Is the address.
2370 Lanes Mill Road.
Correct.
Okay.
And along with the dinner, around 3:30, there's going to be beginning the silent auction. And a silent auction is going to be ran by Sue Snyder, is kind of in charge of that. But you can contact, the church and or the number that if they called you could get in touch in case they want to do something. And then the auction begins. But Charlie's Grilling Service is doing the fried chicken.
So from 4 to 7, they're going to have it can either be sit down or carry out chicken dinner meal, correct?
Correct.
And then from 3 or 3:30 to 7, they're going to have the silent auction. And I think they also call that a gift bag sale or gift basket sale. And all the proceeds come here to the pantry.
That's
Is that
correct.
correct?
They've been such a blessing to us.
Okay.
How many years now? 4?
No, I think this is our
Oh my gosh,
year,
really?
I think it's about the 6th year,
And
even
it-
though we missed the last 2 years with
And it's
COVID.
kind of a joint effort because volunteers from here are also going to be helping the volunteers from the church up there.
Right.
So it'll be a joint effort, but all the money, and I'm thinking the dinner is $12 for adults. Is that right? Chicken dinner, and if you've ever had Charlie's Chicken, it's really, really good. So $12 an adult and $6, I think, for children, and that is May
May 7th.
7th.
Correct.
May 7th.
It's a Saturday.
It's a
Saturday.
And be sure to come early because we have ran out of chicken before. I don't mean to scare people, but it's the truth.
It is.
It's a popular item.
It's a popular item with the JoJo's and so forth. So
Well, any other thoughts? Any other things we need to discuss while we're here? And it's just so fantastic to be associated with such people like the pantry here. And I want to tell everybody, because some of the people that do watch us are not from the Hamilton, Ohio, Oxford, Ohio area, but the Lord puts pantries and nonprofits that are doing God's will everywhere in this country. Without a doubt, even with all the hardships that citizens of the United States experience anymore, we hear a lot of bad stuff about the United States and what's going on. But without a doubt, I think people of the United States are probably as generous a people as what you will ever find in this world. And it's people like you and the volunteers here that make all that really happen. So, I think that's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. But for those that are not in this area, please support your nonprofits wherever you are, because right around the corner, there's going to be a building just like this, wherever you're living.
And I heard it said, and it's so true, you are the hands and feet of Jesus. And you might be the only Jesus that this person sees. And especially a child, listening and just hearing the name of Jesus or singing a song. And Mickey, I believe you mentioned that some of the people that live on the street, sometimes it takes several years for them to really trust you. Is that true?
Yeah, when we started on East Avenue, there was a lot of people, they'll come and they'll grab the food, but once they build a trust, and then they'll come and they'll tell their story, or, we get a lot of young women that say, I know this one young girl, she's from Indiana, and she said, I can't go back because I've burnt bridges. And I'm like, well, we try to not only minister, we try to get them in places to get them help. There's several places that we use, and we just try to tell them basically, that we're here for them, and if they want help, we're here to help them. So
That brings up another quick thought. Is the pantry a two-way street? In other words, you're giving to a lot of the same people week after week. Does that ever come back? Do people come back to help once they've been helped? Do they come back to help you?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Andy.
We got a few of them. Gopher, there's one. Andy's another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the fruit is.
Yeah, that's where you see the fruit.
So your efforts are more than just handouts.
Yeah.
I mean, you're changing lives.
Mm-hmm.
The people that they used to help on the street, I can think of a few in particular, are here serving now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing about these people right here, is anybody can walk through that door and they'll be loved on.
So it's not just a handout place.
It's the love of God.
It's a ministry, because you all are servants. And that's one of the greatest things that Jesus, when he came to earth, taught us, to be servants.
When they come through the door, some of the new ones that come in, some of them will have a chip on their shoulder. But I think it's because they've probably been treated rudely at other places. I don't know that for sure. But it takes them a few weeks maybe to get to know us a little bit. And like Mickey said, they'll let their guard down. They'll grab their box, talk with everybody, and they feel accepted and not judged. And
Praise the Lord.
Mm. Patience.
Patience.
Well, it is wonderful getting to know some of the folks who come through here, because you get people who come through and say, "Oh, you want the chocolate chip cookies? You want this kind of ice cream, and I know that you want some chicken nuggets. I know you got 3 kids and they like this." And it's just it's a blessing getting to know some of these folks as they come through and build that relationship. And that's what I think you two do so well, is when you're out on the streets building those relationships, because like you said, it's the only Jesus they may see. And those relationships is what we're looking for, is to build those relationships with folks so they'll know that we're genuinely in love with Jesus, and all we want is what's best for them.
Well, you can see the love in your face when you were just describing that. So can we gather and circle up and say a prayer?
Let's let Dick in here. Mark, you've been awful quiet tonight, but I know you've got a prayer on your mind. Would you lead us in a closing prayer?
All right. Thank you, Lord, Jesus Christ. We thank you for the opportunity to serve here. We know it's all under your control. You have such a blessing here, Lord. And we just thank you for all the volunteers that come and all the donations we get. And we just all put it back to you. We tell everybody, it's not us, it's you. It's all about you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
And that's amen.
Amen.
Jim, we do have a Facebook page too.
Well, let's go through this information one more time so everybody gets it. The address of the pantry here is 2143 Millville Oxford Road. It's on 27, close to the underpass in McGonigal. Now, you can contact the pantry by phone at area code 513-205-3333.
3356.
3356. 205-3356.
Yeah.
They also have a Facebook page, which is Open Hands Food Pantry. Open Hands Food Pantry. And coming up May 7th at the McGonigal Millville United Methodist Church at 2370 Lanes Mill Road in McGonigal is the silent auction gift basket sale, which takes place from 3 to 7. But from 4 to 7, they have a chicken dinner, sit down or carry out, and that's a good stuff. Good chicken dinner, and $12 for adults, $6 for kids. All the proceeds from both the sale and the dinner come right here to this pantry. All of them do. So please, if you have time, if you have money, have prayers for this pantry or the pantry closest to you. And just you know, the Lord will bless you for it. The Lord has blessed all of us here for sure. And just a wonderful thing. And it reminds me of Matthew 25, where, you know, the judgment day we'll all stand before the Lord, and he'll ask, well, did you feed me? Did you clothe me? Did you visit me? And what a blessing it'll be for the people that can say, you know, I don't remember doing that, but he'll say, but you did it to the least of me. That means you've done it unto me. Come home. And, you know, we have to work for the Lord, and this is a great way of doing it. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. And from the Modern Issue Sunday School class, God bless you. Have a great week, and we will see you next Sunday from somewhere. You just never know.
And remember, Jesus loves you.
Take care.
Take care.